People gonna be able to hear this? I guess it doesn't really matter. It's not like anyone's gonna watch it. So, what's your name?
I'm Steven Duffett, and I'm part of the School of Art and Design with a concentration in painting and drawing.
So, what do you do?
Alright, so I'll just give the whole spiel. In September of 2014, I had the ambition to curate an art show that would encompass every room in the house I currently rented. And that meant moving out all of the furniture except for like the permanent fixtures in the house, like the stove, the refrigerator. And it never really manifested because it just seemed really impractical and just like a ridiculous amount of effort just to have one night exhibition. But it kind of, the idea of like where else art shows could be stuck in my head for a while, and then it wasn't until May of 2015 that I realized I had a garage that nobody uses, and with a little bit of effort, it can be transformed.
Oh, I thought you were recording.
It can be transformed into a space for art. So we built walls, we tried to level out the floor with concrete, and I think I'm a much better at carpentry and construction in my head than I am in real life. So a lot of things were a disaster, but we started having exhibitions and we wanted to know more about these peculiar spaces. And so we tried to start researching spaces like this, spaces in people's basements, spaces in people's bathrooms, in their houses, and then we found out about this community that there are spaces on people's laundry lines, there's spaces in storage containers, inside of people's wristwatches, or in a purse that they carry around. And so, you know, we found them after like a large amount of time trying to research and find them, but there wasn't a name for them. They used to be called alternative spaces, but now that's inappropriate because they're really just called artist-run spaces. Like what was an alternative space is now just an artist-run space, which is essentially just a gallery. And so with this project, we got a grant to travel different places in the country and do interviews with people who are the proprietors of these spaces. And we found out that they take them very serious. And that's one of the goals of this project, is to show that a space inside of a refrigerator can be just as appropriate as a museum. And so what we're calling these spaces now are divergent spaces. And our parameters for that are, they're no profit, they're operating at like a loss the whole time, or they don't have to spend any money, essentially, on running the space. And they have to be fundamentally different than a regular gallery, right? So something about them is very different from a gallery. And this is all in the hopes that we can write a book within the next couple of years about these spaces, and then it will maybe become more easy to navigate the internet to try to find these spaces, because I don't think that they're underground or under the radar on purpose. I think they're just inherently that way because there's no name for it to find.
So do you consider like Station 116 your space?
I think so. It's definitely in a more traditional mode, but the fact that if we sell any work, which we don't almost ever, all the money goes back to the artists, and then we also provide as much money as we can to run the space without trying to make money off other people's artwork. So, and it's also in a garage. It's dingy, it's dirty, it's kind of dark, and it's also operating legally in a lot of ways, but not in a very serious way. So yeah, I think we do consider it, but it's still within. It's very close to like the traditional bar.
So where all did you travel?
We went to New York. We were supposed to go other places, but we don't have time. We've spoken to a lot of people over Skype, in emails, and we were in New York for 10 days. Then we have money to go other places, but we don't have enough time probably to spend all that money. So yeah, we've spoken to people in Chicago, Greensboro, Raleigh, places all around the country.
That's good. Thank you.